Hi, my name is Annette, and what you will find out from effortless parenting will change your parenting forever, because we all deserve calmer homes. Today I would like to talk about the topic of sibling rivalry and birth order. And this is one of the most loved topics in my parenting course, because parents get such a good understanding of the dynamics between siblings, even to get an understanding for when they were growing up. And I myself was a middle child. I've got an older sister and a younger brother. And I grew up believing that they had it so much easier in life. So from where I was in that birth order place, I saw my sister being able to do everything before me, like tying her shoelaces and buttering her own bread. And I always perceived her as being much better than me as well, at sports and in school and at everything. And my younger brother, who's the youngest, obviously the boy, which meant a much bigger deal back in the 80s. I saw him as getting all this attention and just being loved by everyone, and as we all get talking to our siblings when they're older, they often tell us that that's not the truth at all, and that's how they didn't see it. So when I then shared my discoveries with my siblings, being an adult, and heard that it wasn't like that for my older sister at all, that she felt there was so much expectation on her being the firstborn, and she had a lot more responsibility than the others who came after her. And for my brother, who was finally that boy in the family, his dad ended up being his coach at soccer as well. He felt that there was an awful lot of pressure that was put on him to succeed at sports, you know. And when you come to one of my parenting courses, what you will explore with other parents is what kind of traits these firstborn, middle children, youngest or only children generally develop. And it's not to stereotype at all. It's to give parents a better understanding, to see it from the other's point of view. So for example, if you came first in the family, you know, it might be so interesting to hear how others perceived your place. It might be completely different. And what I find is that sometimes when then parents hear it, they often get a better understanding how maybe a firstborn is very strict on their own firstborn child, you know, because that's what they experienced. And so or a youngest child who's always told, oh, the baby, you got all this attention, you know. It might be so interesting. I learned from this really wise father on my course this week, for example, how the youngest child, who naturally needs a lot of attention because they are youngest, and when they're babies, you know, and the older children will say, oh, look, the youngest one always getting this attention. But what the older children don't see is that they got often a lot more attention than maybe the third child or the second child, because the parents had more time. And the third one often is, or the ones who come after, are kind of, parents say to me, are left to their own devices, you know. So what this really is about is how our children form their own beliefs in the family. And it's our job as parents to see life through their lens and to see their point of view. And what they often develop, our children, is this kind of injustice that if they had come somewhere else in the birth order, it would have been fairer for them. So we as parents have that power to help our children overcome any sense of injustice, you know, by not taking sides, and so even when it gets maybe a bit violent or a bit more physical, for us to go in between and give our children a sense of belonging in a meaningful way, rather than kind of reinforcing a bully victim mentality. And these are not my words, this is what parents tell me when they are experiencing the activities on my course. They experience and I invite, you know, that maybe a firstborn plays the role of a younger child in an activity, and to see what it's like to be overprotected, or that an older child gets often given out to, because we expect more, we tend to expect more of an older child. And often we don't know who really started it, and that's my question, you know, do you know who started it? And my son, not my my children, who sometimes do get into arguments, you know, at one time they one lashed out on the other one, and I would ask afterwards, when things have calmed down, what was that for? And I assumed I had seen all their interactions in that moment, and couldn't see, you know, what the reason was. And then the one child would tell me, oh, that was when a few weeks ago he didn't share that toy with me, you know. So we don't often know what is really going on. And what my tip for the week is for you is to not take sides, but to go between them, to put them in the same boat, so to speak, and to say, and you can use your own words, you know, think of something that you would naturally say, and you could say, children, I see that you're not able to play in a loving way with each other, and I need you to go to separate rooms until you can be respectful with each other again. And that's that kind and firm approach, and I'm going to link a video where I explain a little bit more about this. And if you would like to hear more about what we can do and how to intervene as a parent when our children fight, or in general about this topic of birth order, and would like to create calmer homes for yourselves, then you can click on the link below and join my next parenting course, or let me know in general how you're getting on with not taking sides, and you know, giving them the chance to develop mutual respect. Our children don't have to love each other, but we can help them to respect each other. So have a lovely weekend and happy parenting. Talk to you soon.